All right. Well, welcome to the threesome. This is the podcast where the three of us try to discuss at least three topics each week. If you are back for more of our bullshit, thank you for putting up with us once again. And if this is your first time, we're glad you found us. And as always, we apologize in advance.
Really?
Not really. So the three of us are our point person and our optimistic realist. We call her Star.
Say Bobby.
And our man in the middle. And our voice of reason, we call him Magic.
Bitty bitty bomb bomb?
Oh, Selena. Yeah, that's your El Paso coming out.
No.
Oh.
It's actually
okay,
an inside
sorry.
joke between me and my man Spaz. Hey.
Oh, and not about the Selena song? You know, she has a song called Bitty Bitty Bum Bum.
I'm aware of it. Why you keep pronouncing her name like that?
Selena? What's her name?
Selena.
Selena?
That's what
We're
I said.
American.
Anyway.
We don't respect people's accents. Fuck out of here.
Okay. And bringing up the rear, as always, I identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group, and they call me Storm. Shoo! Right off rip, I gotta get rid of the sad first.
Mm-hmm.
So, R.I.P. To Chesley Kryst. And I don't know. This one hit me hard, y'all.
Chesley Kryst. I don't know him.
Her.
It's a model.
Her. I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah, she was Miss USA.
I didn't know that was her name.
Yeah, she was Miss USA 2019. I used to see her on, what was it, that extra show every now and then. She used to do like entertainment reporting. Like, and that's what's weird because it wasn't like, like I was her big, huge fan, I just knew who she was, but it hurt my heart.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was, but that hurt my feelings too. I'm like,
and not just because I guess it's the manner in which she did it that just like fucks with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what kind of turmoil must she have had to have been in? And I just feel like that just, I don't know. I'm an empath, so that, you know what I mean? Like that just,
no,
it grips me.
That was a lot of talking in circles. What happened?
She jumped off a building.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to equivocate on suicide methods, so I don't want to say one method is better than another or anything. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for you to walk off the top of a building in New York or jump off the top of a building in New York, the amount of turmoil that you have got to be in to just throw yourself off a high ass building.
Yeah. Like fuck it, I don't want to be here no more.
You just have to be in such pain, and that just fucks with me.
Yeah.
Because it's so unnecessary. But it's also a reminder that you don't know what people are going through.
That was going to be my thing. Like, people a lot of times, they figure beauty, like if you're, let's say popularly attractive,
right,
for lack of a better term, attractive person what do you have to be depressed about? Or if you have money, what do you have to be depressed about? Or
and a great job, and what I mean? Like,
I read somewhere money can buy happiness, but it can't cure depression.
Well, it definitely can't cure depression.
Yeah.
And I guess, and also that might be another reason why it fucked with me so bad, because Like, I know what that is,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I've been in that. And I just wish she had come through it,
Yeah.
to the other side of it. And yeah, I don't know. Let me stop talking about this before I get emotional. So,
Well, as a
RIP to her.
I just wanted to put this commentary out there, like as a person who, I guess you would call it chronic depression, I can't even really think of the proper term right now. But as a person who has dealt with different bouts of that my whole entire life, when I saw that, it hit me a little different. Um,
Exactly. Exactly.
and yeah, it's when I guess when people get to that point where they just feel like that there is no other solution, or that they're sick of the darkness, the dark clouds. And I feel,
And yeah, I know.
yeah,
I'm,
it's rough. Like when
and
Robin
listen,
Williams passed.
yeah, and listen, and when people sit up there and they say, "Well, I don't understand why people kill themselves just because they're a little bit sad." No, that is
It's
that.
more than a little bit
Yeah,
sad.
that tells me you have never really experienced like a major depressive episode, because it is so much more than that. Um, and while you're in it, you don't see a way out. Like, it
You don't
seems
see a
like,
way out. You're constantly in your own head,
yes.
and those thoughts in your head are not positive, not affirming, not good. And yeah, it's not about just popping a pill or going to sit at the water, or going to talk on somebody's couch.
Well, and different things work for different people,
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
just going to say that
well,
because
no, yes, for sure. But I'm just saying, that's what people say. Like, why didn't you go talk to somebody? Or they should have been on medication. There's a lot of condescending things that come about that people
there
say
are. There are.
um, when that happens. Oh, it's selfish, and blah
And
blah
also,
blah.
yeah. And also, you have to understand that a lot of the medications they give you, because, like, after I had my child, like, I went through major, like, it was bad. So they kept prescribing me all this medication that made me, like, you still have to live your life. You know what I mean? Like, you still
Mhm.
gotta, you still gotta get up and go to work and be places. And some of these pills make it so you can't function.
They do. They make it. Um, they either numb you to the point where, okay, even though the depression is not, let's say, the heaviest thing, in your world, because it doesn't cure it. But it also makes it where you don't want to clean, you don't want to cook, you don't want to take care of kids, you
Well,
don't want
that's
to bathe, you don't want to
well, and that's
do a whole bunch of
and that
stuff.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's different for everybody, because I know people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm on this medication. It's cool." Um, I took that medication, and it's a very popular medication. I'm not gonna mention what it was, but when I was taking that medication, it turned me into a fucking lush. Like,
Mhm.
nothing quenched my thirst but liquor. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And
Hmm.
so I was just like, okay, I can't take that anymore.
Hmm.
And see, and what got me out of it,
Hmm.
and it may not, probably won't work for everybody,
Hmm.
but I just had to sit down, because I wasn't taking no more pills. I was tired of them. Oh, well, this pill isn't working. Try this one. Try this one. Try that. I was tired of that.
Hmm.
And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to make a fucking decision, like, on this day, that this is what I'm going to do. And it was very difficult. It probably would have been easier if any of those medications had worked, just even enough. And maybe they did. Maybe they got me out of the fog enough, to think clearly about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know. And that's the problem with it. The problem is your head. is your mind. So if you're trying to use your mind to reason yourself out of it, it's a very hard thing to do. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So anyway, see your mental health professionals. Figure out what works for you, but understand that there's something on the other side. And all right, we done with that?
Yeah, we're gonna
Sure.
be.
Good. Okay. So R.I.P. to Chesley.
Indeed.
So
Shame she had to go through that to find peace, but
right,
sad.
very
Yeah.
sad. Um, so
How did we
Ah,
start doing the mortuary column?
I don't
The
know.
obituary column at the beginning of the
I
show.
don't
I
know. I
was
thought about that.
really setting the mood early.
I know. I thought about that
I
earlier,
switched
and
that
I'm
shit to the
like,
end.
ah. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Uh, um, so Star.
Yeah.
Oh, Black History.
Oh yeah, let's do the Black History moment. I almost forgot.
Okay.
Whew.
Lord have mercy, people. I promise this will be quicker than last time.
Oh, thank you. Because, yeah, I was rambling. But, I love me some Huey. But go ahead.
I'm going off the mind. I'm not looking up actual facts, so some things might be skewed.
Okay.
We have Miss Irene Morgan
Mm-hmm.
in 1944, 10 years before Rosa ain't do nothing but sit her ass down. We'll get back to her.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a, she got on a, she had recently had a miscarriage. So she was down in Virginia, chilling out with family for a minute. And she got on a bus to go back to DC from Gloucester, Virginia. And
Okay.
she got in, it's 1944. She got in the back of the bus in the colored section. After a while, same story as several other women before Rosa Parks. They just switched the sign to where, like, nah, you got to go further back. And she was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So she was like, hey, call the cops. What you going to do? So in Saluda, Virginia, which is probably half hour up the street, they brought the police on the bus. And Irene was like, yeah, nah, I didn't commit a crime. I'm not moving. So they
Mm-hmm.
broke out nightsticks, and I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, you got to bring some ass to whoop some ass. So she literally fought them, got locked up. And, of course, they're on her like, just plead guilty, just plead guilty, just plead guilty. And she was like, I'll plead guilty to resisting arrest. But as far as anything else, I did not commit a crime. Took it all
Mm-hmm.
the way to the Supreme Court and eventually ended up winning the case. Later on in life, she got an award from Bill Clinton. I'm not sure what it was, some kind of good Samaritan thing. And to get back to Rosa Parks, I don't want to downplay what she did, but she got the notoriety because she knew Martin Luther King. I'm not sure whether what she did was staged or not, but she had connections where she could make it a bigger story and more national, which is an important thing. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
historically, if
I
you
mean,
look, there were several, and it's always women before her that were arrested for the same thing. But I'm pretty sure Irene
yes.
Morgan was first.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to light skinned militants.
Okay. Yeah, Irene Morgan, just a couple points. What she got on was a Greyhound bus.
Yeah.
So her lawsuit was about interstate um, transportation. Like
Mm-hmm.
she changed the laws that it's illegal for them to discriminate racially on interstate transportation. So, I mean, yeah, and it was like I guess what, like a decade before the Montgomery bus
Almost.
boycott.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now Rosa Parks, I know everybody's like, oh, well, all she did was sit down because she was tired. It was more than that. You know, she was a part of a group that, they had been talking about doing this for a while. And, so it wasn't as random as people think.
Still
But I
important.
mean, still important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, shout out to the civil rights pioneers, and
Absolutely.
particularly to the lesser known civil rights pioneers, because clearly they did not do it for the glory. They were really trying to make it a change and make it better for generations to come. So
You hear that, you fucking internet militant ass fake fucks? Go outside and do something.
yeah, well, I don't want to necessarily discourage internet activism, because there is some value in it in certain circumstances.
Okay.
And a lot more safety.
Well, there's definitely a lot more safety, but in certain circumstances there is a value. Okay. But a lot of the internet posturing, to your point, Magic, is just that. Like,
Yeah.
you're not making any difference. You're not doing
Yeah.
anything. You're just spouting off on the internet. Like I said, a lot of the things that happened were very strategic. Like we talked last week about the Black Panthers. A lot of the things that the Black Panthers did, particularly early on, were very strategic.
Mm-hmm.
They thought about this. Huey went to law school, so he knew how to walk right up to the legal line and not walk
Mm-hmm.
over it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this wasn't just a bunch of motherfuckers getting mad and saying, we ain't gonna take it no more. It was a lot of very thought out, methodical, meticulous strikes, and and I think there needs to be more of that, and not just so and so pissed me off.
Random, right?
Let's
Random, right?
boycott them.
Even boycott. Well, let's just start a riot for no reason.
Or
Think,
or
people.
that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but thank you, Magic. That was a very lovely Black History moment. I liked it.
Matter of fact, I would like to thank her sister Cleo for putting me on to all of this information.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, shout out to Cleo.
Hey, Cleo.
Okay. And we're gonna go in a whole different direction now, because Star wanted to talk about
Dating.
polyamory and dating.
Yeah. So
Now,
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, this isn't part of Star Search, is it?
What?
Hey, get it in.
I mean, to a lesser degree, like yeah, the moment polyamory comes out of somebody's mouth, like, yeah, there's no more need for us to have conversation.
We can't
Because
shame
You're
it again.
totally against it.
I'm totally against it for me. Yes.
Okay.
I don't really give a damn about what other folks do.
Right.
Um, but as far as I'm concerned, yeah, that's not for me. So I'm a part of this page on Facebook, and it's people who are, let's just say, 40 and up, who are getting back into the dating world for various reasons and different things that we've been encountering. So I'm sorry, keep saying but so one of the things that has been popping up a lot lately is people meeting, more so women meeting men, but there's been some men meeting women who are into polyamory, and um, they don't even want to consider being monogamous anymore. They just want to add on to whatever it is they're doing right, at this point. So anyway, there's one lady, she put on there, she was like, I don't understand these men who basically off the rip are like, yeah, polyamory, I got one or two that I deal with, blah, 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 when I introduce you to them, or whatever. Are you into that kind of thing? And and they aren't prepared in any sort of way for even one woman, more or less two, three, four women.
Oh, can I express an unpopular opinion about that though?
Okay.
I
The
mean,
Mormons were right.
oh hell no, and I'll tell you why they're not right. Um, but um, I think if that's your thing,
More power to you.
more power to you, and good for you for specifying that up front and not wasting nobody's time. That's
Yes.
the way I feel about that.
Yes.
Like let me know that you're into some shit that I can't be down with before we go any further. Like, good for you.
Yeah.
However, dudes and their version of polyamory
Yes.
is a problem.
Ding 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 ding.
Because their version of polyamory is I want to be able to have as many women as I want, but I
Hmm.
need you to be loyal to me.
Exactly.
And that's bullshit. That is not polyamory. That's you being a narcissist.
Yeah.
Which is why, when you said the Mormons had it right, again,
No, they
if
don't.
you can have as many, I don't object to you having as many wives. Like, hell, tell that bitch to come over here and do my laundry. Like, I mean, I don't, like, that's not
Silver
my
lining.
problem. That's not my problem with plural marriages. My problem with plural marriages is that you allow men to have many wives and then you don't allow women to add to their stable, so to speak.
I think in a lot of ways, both sides have to look realistically at, are you worth the shit you're asking for? And this applies to more than polyamory, but to stay on subject, like, dude, could you hold down a household with multiple women in it?
Right,
Most of you motherfuckers is living in 2-bedroom apartments. You
right.
want the ability to go from one woman one day to the next woman. Can you sexually satisfy one woman before you start adding others?
Not
Listen,
only can you sexually satisfy one woman. I mean, of course, yeah, that's a larger part of it. But like, do you know how you have to be emotionally ready to deal with two
Two
or
women
more
nagging.
two or more different like
personality.
personalities, ways
Yes,
of living.
yes.
Like
And able
I
to get
just
And
along.
and able to get
yeah,
along. Yeah.
I was gonna say, and how many arguments are you gonna be in the middle of?
Yeah, all that shit sound well, we had JB on the show talk about it before. A lot of that shit sounds cool in your head till it actually happens.
Right,
And it
Yeah.
ain't just, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this chick than that shit.
exactly.
Nah, you got more
That's
food, more electricity.
and that's my point.
Don't throw
Like what
kids in the mix.
and that's my point. When I talk to, because like I ask questions because that's who I am. Uh, when I talk to dudes, and hold on a second, because my dog is tripping.
You can't be serious.
Haha. Um, can y'all hear him bark? No.
No.
Okay.
Barely, but it's over.
Okay. So anyway, when I talk to dudes who feel like they're into this polyamory or whatever, when I talk to them and I start questioning them, like I said, it's really not polyamory they're into. They
They
just want
want
to
to
be
just be a hoe.
they just want to be a
Pretty
hoe
much.
and not be called on it.
Yeah.
But when
Which
I
is a
start
whole
asking,
different conversation. If you're having it up front, be honest.
well, and that too, but don't try to hide it behind polyamory. Just say, listen, I'm not. I'm. That's not what I want. Like I don't want to be monogamous. Monogamy is not my thing. Fine, but don't call it necessarily polyamory because That's not what you're into. What you want is for me to be at your beck and call, and you want me to not see anybody else while you out there being a hoe. That's what you want. And that is not polyamory, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen. That is not what that is. Okay. So, I mean, if we gonna do polyamory, trust and believe I'm participating in polyamory. Okay? You may not be able to handle it. Okay. So
Okay, are you, in your case, talking about we're participating in polyamory or an open relationship, which is very different?
I'm talking about, well, and that's what I mean. I'm talking about an open relationship. If that's what you want, cool. You know,
And the when most
Polyamory, you
guys
got
say
people
they
in your
want
house.
polyamory, that's what they really want. They
what
want
I'm
an open relationship.
no. They
One
want an
side
open
open.
relationship. Yeah,
A
they
one
want,
side open,
yeah, they want
relationship.
their side to be open, but they want you to be sitting
Yeah,
at home, prim and proper,
yeah.
waiting on their call. And yeah, that's not gonna happen because first of all, most of y'all ain't worth that shit. I mean,
We're gonna
I
turn
don't
this into
know.
purely men basher. There's a lot of women doing the same shit. They just more lying about it.
Well, that is true. It's a lot of women out there who are clowning,
Yeah.
but but they're not sitting up there telling these dudes that they want an. Well, that's not true either. Women, okay, let me get on women. Don't tell a
Damn.
man that you're down with an open relationship if you know up front you're not down with an open relationship. Like, don't do that. Because I do see women doing that. You know, they're like, "Oh, well, I'm down with it," and then they get into it, and then they get mad, and I'm like,
Feelings will get in the way.
"Yes." So if you're not down, it's okay not to be down. Just
Then it's
you
okay to
know,
say you fucking 3 different niggas and he just in the rotation.
exactly.
Also, on
and
another side note, I keep seeing shit on the internet with dudes talking about they don't want to fuck with a chick that got multiple baby daddies. Like, how many baby mamas you got, my guy?
right
Let's do
that
some
you
math. One can't exist without the other.
that you know of, usually because
Ooh, I got my topic for next week. Yes. Yeah. Just
but
a
anyway.
preview for you listeners out there. We're gonna discuss Nick Cannon next week.
Oh, yeah.
Nick is of
Okay.
the ilk where he could be out here making babies. Still a stupid idea, but he can afford it.
While we're talking about lying about shit, okay, don't say you don't like don't be telling unnecessary. Like, okay, Nick Cannon out there telling unnecessary lies. Like, oh, I'm celibate.
Damn.
Next week, people. Next week.
Well,
All right,
I'm just
we'll
saying.
get back to that.
You know, and
Go
he's
ahead,
like,
King Nicholas.
he's like, oh, I almost made it. I almost made it.
Ass.
Right, I almost made it to Christmas. But no, I'm not celibate anymore.
Next
like,
week. Next week.
like-
Next week.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. Well, my point is, you're telling unnecessary lies because didn't nobody care. but that's what I mean. Like, what's the point of lying? Like, if you want a stable of men, you want a stable of women, then say that because
Then say
there's
somebody's
somebody in the
out there.
world.
Somebody out there is into what you're into.
A lot of people.
Exactly.
Especially as you get older and people lie less.
Exactly. You know, but also
Theoretically.
it's good not to lie because just don't be that person that has people's feelings all into something that you know is a lie off rip. Like, just don't do that because that's fucked up. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. What else y'all got?
Saint motherfucking Valentine.
Okay.
Depending on which version of history you look up, because Lord knows there's several Saint Valentines throughout history, but the general story of all of them is they got beheaded for doing some fuck shit. Fuck this holiday. With that being said, what y'all doing for Valentine's Day?
Um, what is the Valentine's equivalent of bah humbug? Because yeah, I'm not in a Well, I will tell you this. I sent myself one of them edible arrangements for Valentine's Day. That's what
This
I
year?
did.
Cool.
This year. That's right. Why? Fuck y'all. I love myself. That's why.
And you should.
You should. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's how I'm celebrating. I may or well, I'll probably watch the Super Bowl.
That's a day
Which
or
is
two before.
I think it's I think it's on the 13th, so I'll probably do that. And
Yeah,
then
Valentine's Day is a Monday.
Valentine's Day's on a Monday. Regular shit that I would do on a Monday. Uh, you know, and I'll get delivery of my little edible arrangement, and I'll have that. So I mean, that's also
Sexy.
it was a bargain. We're not sponsored by edible arrangements, but go on their website; they're having a sale. And men who are doing Valentine's Day, don't let me see you in the dollar store. On
Hey. Some brothers is on a
Hey,
budget.
some people's budget is not.
Wait, you didn't let me finish. Don't let me see you in the dollar store at 10 o'clock, at 8 o'clock on Valentine's night. Okay, put some
The grocery
forethought
store
into.
getting the leftover
Go
flowers.
to the dollar store the day before.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. If that's how you got it, then that's fine. But just forethought is all I'm asking for. It's not the dollar store of it all. It's the fact that y'all there at 8:30 p.m. Like, ooh, I better get something. Stop it. Like, I'd rather you just not give me no shit at all.
Well, how do you know when they purchased it?
Because I'm standing there next to them.
No, I'm talking about if it's something that's coming to you. You don't know when they purchased it.
If you ain't seen your Valentine's Day before 8 o'clock, then you don't even need to go to the dollar store. Just wrap it up, my guy.
That's
Save
what
it
I'm
for
saying.
side chick day.
That's what I'm saying. No, I've been in the store and seen these dudes coming in.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, I've been in there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who procrastinate that like that. Like they're usually the same people who are, or some of the same people who are, in the malls, like Christmas Eve, in the Walgreens or whatever dime store on Mother's Day, like, yeah, they're usually those same people.
Yeah, that hurts. Yeah, that hurts my planning soul. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I've already started planning for like next Christmas.
I
You
have
know,
slightly.
so yeah,
Ain't crossed my mind. I
yeah,
still ain't bought a Valentine's Day present.
Everyone's not as organized as you.
well, I know, but okay, you look up and it's February 1st and you're like, oh damn, it's February. Valentine's Day is coming up. Let me do something. Look, I'm putting y'all
I
on.
got that far.
Look, I'm putting y'all on. Edible
Yeah,
arrangement.
so for you last minute people listening, get to the store tomorrow.
No, I'm putting y'all on. Go on ediblearrangements.com. Order something, set it up to be sent.
Then you're
and then
done.
You don't have to. Then you're done. You don't have to be scrambling at the last fucking minute. That's all I'm saying. So,
shout out to Edible Arrangements. We need sponsorship.
Free game, people. Free game.
Well, I'm just saying, sponsor us, because I mean, y'all got some stuff. But anyway,
we do in kind. No, we accept in kind.
But yeah, I mean, they don't just have like the candies and the chocolates and stuff. Like, they have balloons you can send and a little stuffed bear, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you could just do that ahead of time, and then you don't have to worry about it again.
Speaking
Mhm.
of bears, Build a Bear now lets you make adult toy bears.
Or you can go on
Yeah,
Build a Bear.
nasty.
What is it? At night. What is it? After dark. After
I
dark.
think it was after
Build.
dark.
Yeah, Build a
What?
Bear
Build a
after
bear
dark.
after dark.
Yes,
Yeah,
and get you a
get you a
pornographic
little
bear.
freaky bear.
Yeah, I mean, but again, ahead of time, people. Ahead of time. So that's
How
all I'm saying.
sad is that?
What? Pornographic bears?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, they have a separate website, to be fair, from the
Mm.
normal Build a
I
Bear.
guess you can't just
So,
walk in the store at the mall and get
with
your
the
little kink
kids.
bear.
Mm,
No, you
mm,
cannot.
mm, mm, mm.
But I mean, to be fair, I guess they're trying to generate, other streams of income as well. Because
Obviously.
I'm sure the pandemic's been hard on them. Because ain't nobody coming to the malls like they used to.
Shh. One out here, stay packed.
Yeah,
Super spreader events all around.
Mm, mm.
yeah. I can't tell you last time I've been in an actual mall. Um,
Yeah,
but that was even before the. Well, no, that's not true. Before the pandemic, I would pop in every now and then to pick shit up. But yeah. So forethought. That's all I'm saying about Valentine's Day.
You know it's coming.
You know it's coming. So now is the time to go on and get your shit. Have it have it delivered. You know, wherever. Have it delivered to his office or to his home or whatever. Wherever you got to deliver it.
well, this Valentine's Day, I always get something pretty small but thoughtful for my daughter. And so now I have something small but thoughtful for my daughter and granddaughter. They've got this Valentine's Day heart shaped shortbread cookie that I saw at the at the bakery that doesn't have a lot of crap on it. So I'm gonna
Right.
get that for I'm gonna get that for my granddaughter, and I'm not sure exactly what for my daughter, but just something. And then later on that day, I have this space that a clothing store donated, and I'm going to be doing male portraits, black male portraits. It's kind of my
Like
attempt.
black male or black male? Because I'm
Black
down.
Black
male,
woman.
Because I'm down for either.
black
Lord.
male portraits.
Okay.
Kind of my effort at counteracting a lot of this effeminizing of black men that I see out here. We're
I
not talking about
appreciate you.
we're not talking about those who identify as gay, trans, or homosexual, what I'm sorry, gay and homosexual, but anyway, we're not talking about those. We're talking about those who identify as hetero, and you know I see a lot of it, and yeah, it's just my attempt at counteracting some of what I see. So I've got about 27 people signed up. Usually when you have that many, you'll probably get a little over half. So if I get a little over half, or if they all show up, I'll be happy.
They're gonna be doing jail poses.
Jail poses. Right. No, there's a couple of them that are kind of that are coming with their kids. And then there are some who just, want to take a nice portrait. So I've talked to them all, and yeah, it should be a good day.
Super cool.
Some black love on Love Day.
Right.
Shout out to Black Love. It's beautiful.
It is.
It can be.
It is healthy. Healthy black love is
Right.
beautiful.
Sure.
Yes, yes it
But
is.
that's the key. Healthy black love.
Not talking
Because
about that toxic shit.
there's a lot of toxic shit out there.
But it makes for such great TV shows.
Well,
Man.
I mean, you'd be surprised how many people out here, can't have a relationship without drama. Like, that's just what they like.
Oh no, I
I
wouldn't be
believe.
surprised. Yeah, right. I wouldn't be surprised not one stinking bit because I know quite a few who
Yeah,
seem to
Shit.
flourish in that shit.
Most.
exactly. Exactly. There are a lot of people who, like, they create drama where ain't no drama because they just need, I don't know, it's like they need to have that chaos.
Yeah, I'm good on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
me
love
too.
language is peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna be chilling with my daughters, baking. I'm gonna do cookies. I don't really like cake like that. I don't really eat cookies either, but it's Valentine's Day. Let's have some fun.
No.
Aw.
Send me some cookies.
See, that's why I didn't want to do a cake because it's like that's just way too much sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep sugar out the house, and I'm actually doing pretty good with that. Um, but I figure a little cookie, it's not gonna hurt anything. And besides, we try not to give the baby. Well, I definitely try not to give the baby a bunch of sugar. Her mama, on the other hand, I don't know what she be doing when I ain't
Mm.
around. Anyway,
It's your
Okay.
job to spoil the baby so she can grow up and treat her mama just like her mama treated you.
oh no, I mean, as a side note, I think my daughter is in for a nice surprise with this one because a lot of times when you have kids, even as early, even as young as this one is, she's 9, almost 10 months. You're starting to see some little personality come out of her. And I think this one is gonna give her a little bit of a run for her money. She's a sweetheart, but she's stubborn, man. Like,
Yeah.
A person's
Yeah.
personality is formed in the first 5 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
After
and
that, you could change your ways, but not your nature.
yeah, and she's exhibiting something I think is damn funny because I mean I'm the grandma, so we
Right.
won't
You
be
give her
living
back.
together always.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really give much of it to me. It's like, she's figuring out like um she's figuring certain things out already. This young. And yeah, she doesn't really give much of it to me unless I'm cleaning her nose. Like
Mm,
it's like the
of
fucking
course.
fight of the century.
You done
Um
had a COVID test. You know you want to punch the doctor.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
look.
I've
I
never
haven't
had.
had
Yeah.
one that where they stick the swab up your nose because I'm
I
not
done had a
down.
couple.
I've never
Yeah.
had. Yeah, I've not had one because like I have those at home tests, and I looked at those the other day, and I'm like, why did I get these? Because I don't put stuff up my nose. I don't.
Nope, not sticking
Did
shit
you
up my
get the
nose.
4 from the postal service?
I had. Yeah, I ordered those, but I haven't gotten those yet. Um.
You know what? Those 4 COVID tests. I mean, I know we're going way off topic, but when I heard about the government offering free COVID tests, I side-eyed that so bad. And the only thing I could think of was like, what if it's some shit in there? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist, but it
Yeah,
I
it
paid
would take a
attention in history
lot.
class.
I mean, it would take a lot. Also,
would take a lot of what?
it would take a lot for them to put stuff in there because of the stability of the chemicals and things like. It's not as easy as just throwing some
It
throwing
depends
something in there.
on what it is. And I'm
I
sorry, all
mean,
I could think about was how when NutraSweet first came out, and they sent those gumballs to like every fucking household.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember
I
that?
don't know.
Side note, the
NutraSweet.
saccharin and a lot of fake sugar will kill you faster than sugar, but
Right.
Exactly. NutraSweet, when it was first introduced, they launched this large campaign. And anybody listening that, is old enough to remember may remember. But every household got or like maybe your household didn't, or your mom just didn't let you know, or dad, but they had two gumballs and it was inside of like a white box that they sent to everyone, introducing. You didn't have to fill out a form. You didn't have, I just thought, when I got, even then, I thought to myself, to every household, like, what is that? And as I got older, I thought to myself, that was some pretty ingenious like shit. Like, a lot of times people will try stuff for free that they wouldn't try if they had to pay or whatever, and then you have them hooked. Yeah. Anyway, so when I saw that, all I could think about was the NutraSweet thing, and like for many years, NutraSweet was like the leading uh artificial sweetener,
I
and
don't know why, because that shit was nasty.
it is horrible. Like, those gumballs, I promise you, my grandmother never chewed gum or whatever, so she ended up giving them to me. And I remember tasting one. And those gumballs are pretty much the reason why when there's artificial sweetener in anything, I taste it immediately, because
Yeah, it tastes awful.
it takes
I
me
gotta tell you.
right back to that, to that taste. And the thing about it is, I'll be around people and be like, I don't taste nothing. I don't, what are you talking about? Whatever, whatever. I'm like, yeah.
It's a drug dealer philosophy. If you give out enough free product, eventually they come to you to
Exactly.
pay for it.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't necessarily view those free COVID tests in that way, but there's just something about the government participating in giving out actual free COVID tests
Well, here's
that
the
just
thing.
raised my eyebrows. Like,
I mean, yeah, but I mean, they don't come from the government. The government just paying for them. I mean,
it
um,
doesn't matter.
I mean,
They writing the check.
I mean, I get it, but I just think that's a reach. Uh,
It's a reach, but not impossible. Not
like, like,
impossible.
like, if you were to tell me only black people are getting free COVID tests, or only poor people are getting COVID tests, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can see the conspiracy in that. But they're like, we'll give it to anybody and everybody. I don't, yeah. I mean, a conspiracy needs a focus. Like, a
You don't
conspiracy needs a
believe
focus.
COVID has a focus? Never mind. Let me go away.
No, I don't, because COVID out here being indiscriminate. I mean,
Population control?
well, you would think so, but no,
Man,
Because
Amer-
less than
the
3% of people are
quarantine.
dying. But nobody
because
says that part.
I'll tell you why. Because America is nothing if it is not about its money. You know what I mean? And there are too many employers out here screaming, hollering, talking about they can't hire enough people. Like, everybody went away, and da da da. So I don't think that is the conspiracy.
And that capitalist mind frame was exactly what I thought about when I thought about they giving free tests to anybody that asked. Like, what the fuck is that about? But anyway,
Well, and that's why I say I doubt it's a conspiracy, because maybe 10 years ago, even that might have been plausible. But right now, where the job with the job market being what it is, when when basically the rabbit has the gun at this point, they're not about to exacerbate that, because that doesn't do rich people any good, is what I'm telling you.
all right.
Time
Yeah.
will tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. Rich people can only be rich if there's a population for them to exploit.
Okay.
All you do is
So,
change the exploitation.
yeah, but the more people you have to exploit, the better. If you're rich. So, it doesn't really do you any good to thin out the population. Like that is not going to help your capitalistic heart. is what I'm saying. But I mean, who knows? I mean,
This will
anything's
take longer
possible.
than I have the patience to explain. So we wrapping it up.
Well, yeah, I had a few short things that I wanted to get off my chest.
Go
Okay.
for it.
Um, the Olympics are going on. Who knew?
I
like I had
did. Who
no.
the fuck ever cared about the Winter Olympics?
Well, I mean, I used to
I
at
like
one
ice
point,
skating.
but yeah, exactly.
I
But I
didn't
just,
care until they started like the X Games, half pipe snowboard type shit.
I mean, I used to like to
That
watch them, but
testosterone. I can't
I gotta
watch a
tell you,
chick built like my daughter skating. It's disgusting.
wow. Um, okay. Uh, anyway, but yeah, I didn't even know they were going on. Also, I apologize to ice dancers because I always was like, that's some bullshit. Why don't y'all just do some figure skating? But I can appreciate the ice dancing for what it is now. Um, trending
Curling, still
on,
don't get it.
well, I don't either, but I'm not Canadian. Trending on Twitter this week was Pam and Tommy,
Why?
and because I'm thinking because they said something about a movie about Pam and Tommy, and I was like, really, from Martin? And no, it's
Oh.
Pamela Anderson
Yeah, you had that
so
all fucked
I'm
up.
gonna need I'm gonna need Twitter to understand that there's two Americas. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I will
you're going
never
to the
come up
wrong
with that.
place to try to spread that reality.
Yeah, because I was like, Pam and Tommy, that sounds interesting. And then when I went in search of,
No,
I'm
it
like,
doesn't.
oh, I don't want to see that bullshit.
Pam and
Um,
Tommy been dead for a minute.
but
Oh, rest in
anyway,
peace. He was a nice
yeah.
guy.
Well, and that's what I thought it was, like a documentary or something, but I don't know. Anyway, Brian Flores um, got pissed off at the NFL. Shout out to him. I'm rooting for you, brother. I don't think he's gonna win this lawsuit, but because the
No.
NFL hates being deposed, I doubt it's ever gonna get that far. So, shout out to you, Brian Flores. I'm behind you. Thandi Newton, y'all leave that woman alone.
I didn't know they were picking with her.
That. Well,
I didn't know they were
she had
picking
a
with her.
moment. She had a moment, and Black Twitter's going in on her. Leave that woman alone. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Whoopi Goldberg, y'all all of a sudden seem to care about this bullshit. What Whoopi said was dumb as hell. I don't even understand how somebody got that so totally wrong. Do I think she had to be suspended? No. Do I care that she was suspended? No. Whoopi's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Can we stop talking about this? Okay. And that's all I got.
Even though you just mentioned it. Okay. No.
Well, I mentioned it because it's everywhere, and I'm tired of it.
You're a big football fan. Do you like they have to interview, 1-2 black coaches every time a job opens?
The Rooney Rule.
Yeah. I forgot the details. I just knew it was 1 or 3. I don't remember.
I understand why they put the rule in place.
Yeah.
But the rule does not work.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
In the way that it's intended. And that's some of what Brian Flores is in his lawsuit. Because for those of y'all that don't know, I'm going to do a really quick. What happened is Brian Flores got called for an interview, and he gets this text, and I can't believe this, but Bill Belichick is one of the heroes in this story. Okay, well, not on purpose, but people are mad at Bill Belichick, and I'm like, he ain't do nothing wrong. Like, why y'all mad at him? And I'm not somebody who, like, I think he's the devil. So I'm not normally someone who would, stand up for Bill Belichick. But anyway, uh, so Bill Belichick texted him and was like, hey, congratulations on the job. And Brian Flores was like, well, thanks, coach, but, I hope I get it. And Belichick was like, oh, well, I've already talked to people and they've already said it's a foregone conclusion. You got that job. And he was like, really? My interview ain't till Thursday. And then it occurred to him and he's like, wait a minute. Were you trying to text me or did you mean to text the white Brian? And that's when Belichick was like, ooh, I meant to text the white Brian, my bad. So basically, what the Rooney Rule says is that you're required to at least interview a black coach for any open positions. But what it has done in effect is they're just out here just calling black people and saying, oh, well, I got to interview somebody, so why don't you come in? Even though they already know they're not going to hire you. So they're not even giving you a fair shot, which was in the spirit of the rule. So I don't know how to fix that, honestly. I don't know how you fix it when you have a bunch of white owners and white GMs making these decisions. I don't know how you fix it. So, I mean, there's that. Everybody can't be like the Rooneys. But
everybody can't be like the Marines.
The Rooneys.
The rule.
The Rooney Rule is named after the Rooney family that owns the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, no, I know.
I was just saying that for people who didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's okay. Huge faux pas.
Yes, huge faux pas, and it has resulted in some litigation. There's also some other allegations that were made in the course of that. I won't get into them, but Brian Flores, I'm putting my fist up for you. I'm behind you. I hope they make changes. That's all.
Yeah, at the very least, get the rule right because it's goofy as hell the way it's implemented now.
Right. And there's a lot of reasons why it doesn't work. But let's just say it's hard to make a bunch of rich white people understand that there are qualified black people when all they do is hang out with white people. You know what I mean? Like that's a hard thing to convince rich white people who don't really answer to anybody. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the answer is, but shout out to Brian Flores. And that's all I got.
So ladies and the one gentleman that listens to this.
Right.
If you like the show, tell all your friends, all your foes, definitely all the hoes. And if you don't, tell everybody you know. It is the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. It's Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. The Threesome Pod on Twitter. Night night.
Good night.
Night.
Going to walk the dog.
Walking the dog.